Our next speaker, I had the pleasure of meeting at a National Socialist Movement event in Kansas City, Missouri a few years ago. And it's none other than our Traditionalist Workers' Party leader, Matthew Heimbach.
All right. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
It's such an honor to be here today. And this event means so much to me, the members of the Traditionalist Worker Party, but also to our people and our comrades around the world. Bam! Podium. I love it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Bam? What do you mean, bam?
Of course, today is the day of the martyrdom of Benito Mussolini, so perhaps for my speech, to be able to honor him, I could pound on the podium and do some gesticulations, get very high energy. But gentlemen, ladies, it's so important that we are here together. We are here to be able to support the future of our people. And why are we here in Pikeville? Why are we here in East Kentucky? The war on poverty was launched here 2 generations ago. And in that time, nothing has gotten better. The politicians have spent God knows how much money in their imperialist conquests around the world, sending our brothers, and now even our sisters, to be wounded and maimed and come home in caskets for the Zionist interests, multinational corporations like Halliburton, and imperial conquest. Trillions of dollars have been taken from our people and spent in these wars that don't benefit anyone other than the people making money hand over fist. This money should have been invested in our children.
Yes.
It should have been invested in communities like Printer, West Virginia, that doesn't have clean drinking water. Now, we've all heard what happened in Flint, Michigan. And what's happened in Flint with their water is absolutely horrific and a crime in a first world nation. But the fact that communities in Appalachia have gone for years, and in some cases decades, without access to clean and healthy drinking water is proof that our system does not care about me or you or the people of Pikeville, even the ones who are standing against us because they don't understand our message. They've been abandoned and left behind. We didn't leave America. America left us.
Right.
Now, the important thing for us to know, we have a responsibility and a duty like never before. Our people were motivated by Donald Trump's election and the promises he made when he said he would bring our jobs home. He would not listen to the false song of globalism. He was going to deport illegal immigrants and make our country safe and great. But the title of my talk tonight is, America is Never Going to Be Great Again. And I feel fine. And the reason for that title is the empire, from its very foundation, is built against us. The deck has already been stacked. And these politicians and the infrastructure they have built is built upon displacing us. It's built upon using us. When I drive through East Kentucky and I see mountaintop removal, where these mountains that have stood for eons, where our people have lived, where our people have had families, where they have died and been buried, what happens? These corporations blow our mountains up, poison our water, sicken our people who work as miners to keep the lights on, and then abandon them. Our people have been abandoned. These corporations work hand in hand with our political establishment to work against us. When you look at countries like Norway with their oil fund, where every barrel of oil that comes out of the ground that they sell, a small country like Norway, they have over $1 trillion in their oil fund that is spent on education and healthcare and infrastructure and helping their people in need. And what does America have? We have corporations that are allowed to buy the very land underneath your feet that your family has tilled for generations, to destroy your soil, blow up your mountains, poison your water, steal your wealth, and the wealth has not been invested here. Appalachia should be one of the most successful and prosperous regions of this country. based on the material wealth that our people have suffered and died to get out of the ground, that we've tilled from the soil. But it doesn't go to us. It goes to the capitalist class. It goes to Wall Street. It goes so some foreign interest can make money on stock options. We as National Socialists understand the responsibility of our people, that we must work with our blood and our soil for our own folk, because our people, that is our family. And we cannot reform this system. As we've seen with Donald Trump, not only now him saying that he's a globalist, which I knew he was going to sell us out eventually. I didn't expect it to be that quickly. He didn't even hit 100 days. But you look at who he surrounded himself with, and even the small executive actions that he's done. What happens? Federal judges, men and women we never voted for, men and women who've never been here, men and women who will never know what our struggle is like or our people are making decisions in Hawaii on how our country lives when it comes to the president fulfilling campaign promises that the American people supported and voted for. There is no capacity for reform within this system. And that's okay. Because we must unshackle ourselves from the American empire. We must unshackle ourselves from a corrupt establishment and system that is working against us every single day. And we have the opportunity, the honor, and the privilege, and the duty to build a new nation for our people. Built upon principles where people trump profits, where our land, water, and our soil is protected and utilized for our benefit, not strip-mined and destroyed for foreign corporations. And our sons defend our communities. They're not sent to die in a desert hellhole for no interest for our people. Brothers and sisters, I'm here today to talk to you because we have an opportunity here. Our people by the millions have been awakened. And now that Donald Trump and the establishment have proven reform is impossible, we now can carry the torch for our folk to push forward, to build this new nation, this new home. I want my children. Now, I'm a father. I have one son and another due in June. And when I think about the world they're going to inhabit, I know for a fact, if we remain shackled to this empire, they will grow up as a hated and despised minority. They will grow up in a nation where they destroy our very symbols of our ancestors. Right now in Louisiana, they are tearing down our monuments to our ancestors who fought and gave life and limb and their lives in defense of the Southland. But brothers and sisters, think of this, because we've got some folks here from the north. It's not just a southern thing. How long is it before the statues to Union soldiers are torn down? Because, well, they weren't multicultural enough. They weren't as accepting of transgender rights for children to mutilate their genitals. They weren't progressive enough. So how long is it before not just the South, but every symbol of our people is wiped clean from this earth like we never existed? When you look at what ISIS is doing in Syria, destroying ancient temples and destroying their culture, our own government and judges are doing to us here. They are doing the exact same policy, tearing down our monuments, tearing down our flags, and displacing our people, and telling us to smile about it. Well, I'm not smiling about it, because as a father and as a husband, I have a duty and responsibility to my people, to my family, and you are my family. This struggle will not be easy. Many of us have sacrificed and lost jobs. I know I have, and many of you have too. We've suffered attacks by the so-called people who are against the system, yet get institutionalized support. If anyone could tell me the difference between an anti-fascist policies and Angela Merkel's, I'd be happy to give you $1, because you can't. The policies of these so-called rebels are the exact same as the globalist politicians. We are the true rebels, rebelling against the degeneracy of the modern West. We are the ones who are rejecting our own displacement, and we are the ones who are coming together as one. This means getting involved in our communities, We're here to give back to Pikeville. But what I want to is wherever you're from, get involved with local comrades that you meet and start giving back to our communities, because the Republicans and Democrats do not care about our people. We need to prove we are the only ones that care about them today, care about their children tomorrow, and care about all future generations. So charity must be, along with grassroots political organizing, our method forward. We can win hearts and minds today alone. And I know I'm talking long, but today alone, I was with some comrades, and we were having breakfast, and locals were coming up to us, asking us questions, said, "We heard all these things. You coming to be mean to people?" No. Do you hate people? No, I just think folks like you and me deserve someone to speak for. Sat and thought for a second and said, well, why don't we have someone speaking up for us? When you boil it down, really think about it. This is common sense stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And that is where we win. We do events like this to be able to let the public know who we are and what our values are. And that is faith, family, and folk.
I can't fucking believe this shit.
We're the ones struggling for them. And we're the ones where they agree with us. They don't agree with the far left agenda. And the Republicans, what do the Republicans offer? They say, we'll protect your gun rights. We'll talk about immigration, never do anything. We'll talk about protecting the unborn, but never do anything. They support their buddies on Wall Street. And the Democrats say, well, we'll help you get health care, but we're also going to make you a minority in your own community. We're also going to hate everything about you and your ancestors. So our people, it's not even a choice. When they hear what we actually believe in, when they actually know our values and our plans, there isn't a single choice for them to make. The Republicans and the Democrats are traitors. They are enemies of our people, and you do not need a PhD to know that. Any single white man or woman knows this system does not work for our people. It is working actively against you and your children. So what we have is an opportunity to bring our message through our charity, through talking to our neighbors, talking to the people at the store, working with our community, to make sure they know we love them. We love our children. And we want a better future for them. So brothers, sisters, it's going to be the end of the talk tonight. No salvation is going to come from the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. It's not going to come from judges. It's not going to come from the institutions of the system that hates us. It's going to come from our own sweat and blood and tears. And as we are here today, the weekend closest to May Day, International Workers' Day. The working class in America has gotten the shaft for generations. We're not going to be slaves anymore. We're not going to let the shackles of the globalist system hold our people down. What we are going to do is break those chains. And we are going to be free. So thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, this is a step, and our hard work is when you go back to your communities and you help your neighbors, you let them know nationalists are the ones on their side, because we are the future. The left is dying. The Republicans and these reactionary conservatives, they are dying off because the people know they are traitors. We are the ones who, as nationalists, are fighting for our people. It takes hard work, sacrifice, but we can do it. Because we've done it at Tours, the Battle of Vienna. At battles throughout European history, we have sacrificed and died and given life and limb and every hardship to make sure that we could get here. If our ancestors were willing to suffer such brutality and suffering, how could we not too answer the call? It won't be easy, but it's the right thing to do. So thank you guys. This is not rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. This is not business as usual. This is a political revolution. And tomorrow belongs to us. As the great martyr, Mr. Matthews, said, defeat never. Victory forever. Hail